I'm done with politicians like Boris Johnson and Priti Patel coming out with thoughts and sympathies for the families of the loved of those who died. The bottom line is British policy is turn back the boats. British policy is we don't want them here. So when Boris Johnson is talking about cooperating with France, he's not done an effective job in cooperating with France. And let's not forget that both France's and British policy about immigration is driven by the way members of the public, some members of the public, do not want migrants here, even though a lot of these migrants that want to come to England or want to come to the United Kingdom, many of them are legitimate refugees. And, the majority of these refugees stop by in other countries before. It's only a minority that come to us. And even the minority that come to us, we don't want to help them. I mean, I want to help them, but the whole language, British politics and French politics,
is Shola right in that one thinks of the Theresa May phrase, make this a hostile environment. Have we all drunk in that language? Is it bad for us?
Well, there should be limits in the language that we use, and Shola is right that, I mean, I kind of kicked myself when I just described them as migrants, because they're actually people. We dehumanise people when we use these sort of terms, asylum seekers, refugees, migrants. We would do exactly what they've done in their situation, most of them. The only point that I'll slightly disagree with Shola on is they do have a choice. They could stay in France. I understand why people want to come to this country, because a lot of them will have family here. A lot of them will speak English. They know that the job opportunities are good here. They know that Britain generally treats people better than maybe some other European countries that they might stop in. So I get why people want to come here. The problem is that we cannot take every single person that wants to come here. So there has to be a system of trying to work out, well, who is legitimately allowed to come here. And Boris Johnson there, I mean, he's right in the sense that we've got to have a system that works, but asylum applications now take 8 to 10 years to process, and that is a pull in itself.
And that's part of the problem. The problem is that we do not allow or provide safe, alternative humanitarian routes. I mean, there's some organizations that have suggested or proposed to the government to provide humanitarian visas, to expand the family reunification rules so that those with families here can actually apply for them. We're actually not doing the real practical things that can make it easier. What we are doing, in the words of Priti Patel at the Conservative Party conference, is to turn back the boats. Well, that's what this government wants.
We'll come to that, because it may be that policy of saying...
Surely we don't want boats to come across. Surely that's a good thing, because then people aren't in danger.
But then the underlying factor there is we don't want them, when we ought to provide safe routes for them.
Just remember that Priti Patel's family came here as refugees from Uganda in the 1970s.
Again, using this as an example, Priti Patel then should be in a unique position as a child of refugees, as you said, to actually create a better system. But she's not doing that, is she? That, for me, is egregious and problematic.
Paul many qualms. Oops! That cannot be for the knacker's yard after that. Well, John Paul might have hurt his leg, but it doesn't show. Well, he really can't get enough of this challenge. You obviously don't need jacks in Iceland. Oh, it's very fast.